The door was already open before Hawa realized what she had done. It was Maghrib. The sky over Tuduniska had turned the color of a wound, deep orange bleeding into purple at the edges, the kind of sky that made the old women pull their children inside without explanation. Every person in the village knew the rule. Every mother whispered it before her child could walk. During Maghrib, you do not open the door for anyone, not your neighbor, not your sister, not your own mother standing in the rain. You wait until the prayer is finished. You wait until the call fades from the air. You wait. Hawa had heard the rule 1,000 times, and then she heard her husband's voice. Hawa. Low, tired. The exact weight of a man who had walked 15 kilometers from the market with a load on his back. Hawa, the lock, my hands. She was at the door before her mind caught up with her body. The baby was on her hip, 8 months old, still too young to understand why his mother's hands were suddenly shaking. Hawa pressed her palm against the wood. Something in her chest told her to stop. Something old and animal and wordless. She pressed her ear to the door and heard breathing on the other side. Slow, patient breathing, the kind that does not belong to a tired man. She opened the door anyway. He was standing exactly as she expected. Yusuf, her husband, dusty from the road, wrapper loose around his shoulders, the same cracked leather sandals she had been telling him to replace for 2 years. He smiled at her, walked past her, sat down at the low table where they always ate together and folded his hands in his lap. Hawa stood at the open door for a moment longer than she should have. The evening call to prayer was still floating through the air of Tudun Iska, still going, which meant Maghrib was not over, which meant she had opened the door before the prayer finished, which meant she closed the door, turned around. Yusuf was watching her from across the room with an expression she had never seen on his face before. Not exactly wrong, not exactly right. The way a man looks when he's concentrating very hard on remembering how to look normal. "Where's your cap?" she asked. Yusuf never entered the house without his cap. "I lost it on the road," he said. His voice was perfect. Every inflection exactly right. Hawa put the baby down on the mat. The baby, who reached for his father every single time he came home, who screamed with joy at the sound of Yusuf's footsteps. The baby looked at the man sitting at the table and went completely silent. No tears, no reaching, just silence, and 2 wide eyes fixed on something Hawa could not see. Outside, she heard the real footsteps. Familiar weight, familiar rhythm, the sound of cracked leather sandals on packed earth. A knock. Then Yusuf's actual voice, hoarse from the road, slightly out of breath. "Hawa, the door's locked. Hawa." The room went cold. She turned slowly. The thing at the table was already standing. It had not made a sound getting to its feet. It was smiling at her now, and the smile was too wide, pulled past the edges of where a smile should end, and its eyes were not moving with the rest of its face, just fixed, patient, ancient. The smile of something that has been waiting in the dark for a very long time and has finally been let inside. It looked at the baby. Hawa screamed. What happened next in Tuduniska is the thing no one in that village will speak about in full. They will tell you pieces. The neighbors heard the scream and did not move. Everyone knows you do not enter another person's trouble during Maghrib. Not in that village, not when the sky looks like that. The imam was called when the prayer finished. He came with water and words, and the kind of face men make when they already know they are too late for something. Yusuf broke the door down from outside. He found Hawa in the corner of the room, the baby pressed against her chest, both of them staring at the wall. The table had been overturned. The food bowl was shattered. Every mirror in the house was cracked from the inside. There was nothing else there, nothing they could see. The imam stayed until sunrise. He burned certain leaves. He wrote certain verses. He told Yusuf that the Jinn had been watching Hawa for a long time, that it knew her husband's voice because it had been listening at their window for months, learning, waiting for the one evening she would be tired enough, scared enough, lonely enough to forget the rule. He told them the Jinn had touched the baby before it left. He did not tell them what that meant, not that night. The baby is 3 years old now. He has never cried. Oh, not once. Not from hunger, not from pain, not from fear. He sits very still and watches things that are not there. And sometimes, at Maghrib, when the sky turns the color of a wound over Tuduniska, he walks to the door and stands in front of it with his small hand on the lock.